The alarm doesn't go off. You notice the silence before you notice anything else. No buzzing on the nightstand. No dread arriving half a second before your eyes even open. It's 11 a.m. You're sitting on the porch with the dog's leash in one hand and a coffee going cold in the other, watching a delivery truck idle 2 doors down. Somewhere across town, a version of you that doesn't exist anymore is sitting in a parking lot, engine off, not ready to go inside yet. It wasn't always like this. 15 years ago, you were 26. $340 in checking. A credit card you don't look at the balance on. A job in logistics that pays $38,000 a year and asks for 40 extra minutes almost every single day. Unpaid. Expected. You eat lunch at your desk most days. The smell of a microwaved sandwich mixing with the hum of the building's ancient air conditioning. You tell yourself this is temporary, the way everyone tells themselves that. The specific number that feels impossible to you back then is $10,000. Not a house, not retirement, just a cushion. $10,000 feels, at 26, like something other people have. $340. It produces nothing. It barely covers the week. That first small action, you set up an automatic transfer of $60 a week into a savings account you can't easily access from your phone. Not a plan. Just friction, on purpose, against yourself. Your coworker Marcus leases a new truck that same year. The payment is $610 a month, and he tells you about the heated seats every single morning for 2 weeks straight. You don't say anything about your $60. There's nothing to say about it yet. 3 years in, you are 29. $14,000 saved. It produces, for the first time, actual peace during a stretch when your car needs $1,800 in repairs. You pay it without panic, without a single sleepless night, and that feeling, the absence of dread, surprises you more than the number itself. Marcus, that same month, is upside down on the truck lease, trading it in early for a fee he complains about at lunch. You don't feel superior. You just quietly notice the difference in how each of you slept that week. The market drops that winter. Not a crash, just a slow, grinding 6 weeks where your account loses $1,100 and refuses to explain itself. You almost stop the automatic transfer. You sit with your thumb over the setting for a long time one night before closing the app instead. You are 33. $61,000. It produces enough, for the first time, that you calculate, almost as a game, almost not seriously, how many months of expenses it could cover if you lost your job tomorrow. For months, it turns out. Not enough yet. But real. You turned down a promotion that year. More money, but more hours. More of exactly the kind of week that used to leave you eating lunch at your desk in dread. Marcus takes a similar promotion instead, tells you about it for a week straight, the way he told you about the heated seats. You are 37. $164,000. It quietly produces enough that a slow year at work, a hiring freeze, a canceled bonus, barely registers as a threat. You watch coworkers panic in a way that used to be familiar to you and realize, almost by accident, that you're no longer afraid in the way you used to be afraid. Marcus gets laid off that spring. He tells you, over a lunch you pay for without either of you mentioning it, that he's got maybe 5 weeks saved. You don't say anything about your own number. You just listen. You are 41. $412,000. Enough, according to the math you've quietly rerun a dozen times over 2 years, to walk away. There's no dramatic scene. No standing ovation. No clearing out your desk in a triumphant montage. You write a short, plain resignation letter on a Tuesday and hand it to a manager who seems more surprised than upset. You don't tell anyone outside your immediate family for almost 2 months. Marcus finds out from someone else, the way you once found out about his heated seats, and texts you. Wait, you actually did it? You write back. Yeah, nothing else. There isn't really more to say. The alarm doesn't go off anymore. You're sitting on the porch with the dog's leash in one hand and a coffee going cold in the other, watching the same delivery truck idle 2 doors down that idles there most days now. For $112,000 sits quietly behind you, in accounts no one else checks, producing a version of freedom that looks, from the outside, like absolutely nothing happening. You don't feel triumphant. You feel unbothered, which took you 15 years to understand was the actual goal the whole time. Marcus calls that afternoon, still working, still leasing something new, and asks, half joking, half not, what it actually feels like. You tell him the truth. It feels like a Tuesday. Just a Tuesday that happens to be yours now, instead of someone else's. You were never trying to get rich. You were trying to get your own mornings back. The coffee's gone cold. You finish it anyway.